Anthony Hartwig with another volleyball season preview. We go inside the NE8 and the Struthers Fieldhouse, which we all know and love, and it's the brand new head coach of the Wildcats volleyball team, Delaney Shuler. Delaney, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about your program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So it's not your first year with the program, but your first year in charge of the program. What's it like for you to kind of have that next step and be the new head coach?
I'm super excited to take over the program. We've spent a lot of time over the last 2 years building it up, and now following up on Coach Calvin, which he was my high school coach. So following him after coaching with him, there's big shoes to fill there. But I'm excited to get the chance to do that.
What were some things that really excited you when that job opened up and you had the opportunity to try to continue with the program and take it into your lead?
I was really excited because, like I said, we spent the last 2 years building it. And so now to get to continue that, we had a pretty successful season last year. We ended up finishing as sectional champs. And so with going forward, I was excited to continue to build on that and, to incorporate the middle school program a little bit more so that we start building the foundation in 7th grade and then all the way through 12th grade when we have our girls graduate.
I'm sure there aren't too many things that are changing because you were an assistant with this program for the last couple of years, but what kind of culture do you think you want to instill and what kind of things did you kind of make a priority when you got the job?
Yeah, so we struggled a little bit with culture over the last couple seasons, and I know the last 2 years we were trying to start heading in the right direction with a team and a family attitude. Our slogan this year is "We is greater than me," and just the backing of a team is a family, and all of the girls are excited to embrace that culture and to have a more positive experience going forward.
You can't have a good culture without good leaders, and I know you've had this team for a little bit. Who are some players that already are showing that they can be those leaders for you and they can help you build that culture?
So I have a couple seniors that we rely, pretty heavily on our seniors to lead the program. Jalen Sherrod is one that has really stepped up. Natalie Wallakow is one that has really stepped up. And then I have a couple of juniors that have played varsity before and one that hasn't, that are stepping into some big shoes to fill as well. And those are Gianna Martin and Eliana Benson. They're both stepping up when I need them to, and both on and off the court to lead our program in the right direction.
When you think about the schedule that those players are going to have to face, the NE8 volleyball scene is not for the faint of heart. Let's talk about the NE8 portion of your schedule first. What do you see in the conference? How excited are you to kind of be in that coaching room for the first time? And what do you think Struthers can do inside the NE8 this year?
I'm really hoping we can finish in the top half of the NE8 this year. We do face some big opponents. We have South Range, Lakeview, Girard, Hubbard, and then even Poland. We saw them in some summer league action, and they were looking pretty good this year. So we do have some tough opponents, but I'm hoping that with the last 2 years of foundation that we've built and all the work we put on in the summer and at the beginning of this season, we have some tough scrimmages coming up as well. I'm hoping that we can power through, hopefully finish in the top half. We're going to have to shut down some big hitters and play some pretty good defense. But I think we can do it. We can finish pretty high in the conference.
When you talk about the non-conference schedule, what are some teams that pop up outside of the NE8 that you're really excited to kind of test yourselves against?
So right off the bat, we open up with LeBray and Lowville, and I think those are both two pretty good programs. So we have those challenges. The following weekend, we have Boardman. We've got Cardinal Mooney, Campbell Memorial, and West Branch that are all, have finished pretty high in the off season, or I'm sorry, at the end of the season. And so we have those to look forward to, some big non-conference matchups.
Dang, as if the NE8 wasn't hard enough, you went out and just loaded that schedule with a lot
Right.
of quality opponents.
Right. And then we've got some quality scrimmages coming up too. So we've got Howland, Heartland Christian, and Warren Harding there. So we challenged ourselves this year in the hope to make a deep postseason run.
Now, when you're playing in the field house, you have a lot of room to play volleyball out there. You can scramble. You can really catch a lot of balls that maybe other gyms wouldn't allow you to get. What kind of a home court advantage is it to play in such a big arena and such a big floor?
Like you said, I think we have the advantage of we can chase down balls a lot, farther than we could in some other schools. And I think that the field house in general, because of the culture and tradition that comes with that, when we have a big crowd, it gets the girls fired up to play. And so I'm hoping this year that we can really, pack our gymnasium as much as possible. The school has put in a lot of work in the off season in redoing the field house and, repainting and redoing the steps and making everything look super nice for the upcoming season. So I'm excited that we get to showcase that this year as well.
I'm sure you're hoping for a lot of perfect passes that don't make you have to run across that gym, though. As a coach, you have
Absolutely.
to be, let's serve receive real well. When you talk about the next couple of weeks of preseason, getting ready, those scrimmages you listed, what's on your checklist of things you want to see happen before game one?
We really have been focusing on serve receive and, like you said, passing in system. We have some big hitters, so as much as we can get them in system so that we can, get kills or first ball kills, we've been focusing on that. I have two setters that I trust completely to run our offense, and they've been doing a great job. And so now we get to test that against opponents and see kind of where we measure up. Our defensive end is a little bit younger this year. We're relying on a freshman libero to step in. And so she has some big shoes to fill following, the graduation of our libero from last year.
This is our first chance to give you a coach's corner. So let's get a little bit of your background, your volleyball journey, and what got you to this point in your career.
Okay, so I started playing volleyball in 7th grade. I played at Infinity Volleyball Club in Penn, Ohio, is where one of the clubs I coached at. I've played at Steel Valley Volleyball Club. I also coached there. And then most recently, besides Struthers, I coached at MVP Volleyball Club. I actually played at Westminster College. I was a 4-year starter on that team, 4-year letter winner there, and I, broke 1,000 kills there. In high school, I actually played for Bob Calvin, which was my mentor who just retired from coaching that I took over the program from. I had 1,000 kills in high school as well, and volleyball has just been such a big part of my life since I was 12, and now I'm going on 28. So 16 years of volleyball, in my background, and I love it. I love being a coach. I love creating memories with my players and the team culture, and that aspect of volleyball as well.
Has there been anything yet that about being a head coach that maybe surprised you, or things that you've had to deal with that maybe you didn't really understand that you had to deal with?
Well, yeah. So taking over, a high school program is a lot more work than just running a JO program or, coaching a JO team. So there's a lot more behind the scenes work that I didn't know that I had to do, but I've had to, get accustomed to and take over running max preps, the voting at the end of the season, that kind of thing. So I'm prepared for it now, but it was a lot of a work that I wasn't prepared for, not necessarily prepared for, but I didn't know of originally, but now I've been, doing my research and getting prepared for.
When you're coaching JO, you have a lot of talent in the pool, and you get to kind of work with the best volleyball players you can muster up. How much do you take from coaching club into now coaching high school volleyball? I know it's a different scene, but I feel like some of the best coaches also have some club background. So what kind of things give you an advantage as a coach? Know that you've come from that club background, you've coached in it, you've played in it.
Yeah, so the club scene is a lot different. You're facing a lot, sometimes even bigger hitters than you're seeing in the high school scene. I've had the unique experience that over this last couple seasons, I've gotten to coach in the club season some of my high school players. So that's been nice in the fact that they've been able to, continually progress under my training to get them prepared for the high school season. And, with Mahoning Valley Premier Volleyball Club, which is where I was at and will continue to be at, I've had the experience of, our 7th and 8th graders start playing there. And then by the time they get up to the high school program, they're still playing at MVP. And so that experience has allowed me to work with them kind of year round, basically. And that has been really nice.
Before we let you go, one of the big parts of becoming a new head coach, of course, is putting together a staff. And we know that you don't do it by yourself. So talk about the coaches you've brought on as staff members and the people that really help you make this program what you want it to be.
Absolutely. I'm very excited for our staff this year. Basically, we only had one returning staff member besides myself, and that was my 8th grade coach, Abby Tolson. I'm excited for her to continue to lead the middle school program. She's been doing a great job so far. And, when they're coming up as freshmen, they haven't been as culture shocked as they had in the last couple years. So that's been good. My 7th grade coach that I just brought on, her name's Michaela Perez. She's actually a Struthers alum and a pretty distinguished one at that. She holds some records that we had researched at Struthers. So I'm excited to have her on, and she brings a lot of positive energy and culture. And I think she's going to do a great job with our 7th grade. My assistant coaches are Tiffany Green and John Kozier. John plays still in an adult league, so he's got a lot of background. He's also an MVP coach, so we have that experience that we've been working together pretty much year round as well. And then Tiffany Green, my JV coach, she and I actually played together at Westminster College. So her and I have, the unique experience of playing together and now coaching together. And we coached together for JO too at Penn, Ohio Volleyball Club. So we've been together, and we both, have been working hard. She's a setter, and she's been working really hard with our setters and making them, more offensively minded and offensively rounded. And so that's been really great for our program so far.
Coach, we want to thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about your program. We are excited to get out there and cover you guys all season, and we look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Thank you. It was great to be on. Thank you.